From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good morning and happy Friday. Our weather today is going to be pretty nice, but that is not necessarily going to be the same case for Sunday, as we're going with the First Alert Weather Day, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak wind gusts could be up around 60 miles per hour. So we'll have a lot more to say about that a little bit later in the show. But first, for this morning, temperatures in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations, even seeing some 50s out there. So you're not going to have to break out the ice scraper for lower elevations, but you might have to in the blues, especially up towards Cabbage Hill or Meacham. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket weather to start, but by lunchtime it's already going to be t-shirt weather, as this is going to be one of our warmest days of the year thus far, as we could have high temperatures up around 80 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Will be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. We'll continue to keep it above average over the next week. We'll have little chances of thunderstorms Friday night, Saturday, and Tuesday in the Blue Mountains. And of course, we already touched on some of the wind gusts in the Kittitas Valley, but not just for Sunday, also for Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll talk about all this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Pasco residents voicing concerns on a certain odor that's been in the area, a smell that's been coming from a food processing facility. We have where exactly it could be coming from and also what's being done about it. Also ahead, a Washington firefighter thought he was taking a break from being a hero while on vacation with his family, but when an incident leaves a child in distress, he's called into action. We have that heroic story right here on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Friday, April 25th. We want to get right into your top stories, and we're starting off in Pasco, where many residents are raising concerns about an odor that's close to the Lamb Weston processing facilities. Now, according to Pasco City Councilman Leo Perales, the company is taking steps to address their side of the issue. He says Lamb Weston is dredging their irrigation pond to remove built-up solids that could be contributing to the smell. And then in July, they'll start installing advanced centrifuges to better filter out solid materials like soil and starch before the water is used for irrigation. Perales tells us Lamb Weston is not the only contributor to these odors, so he's calling on all agricultural processors in the area to step up.
All the food processors that are emitting any odors from their irrigation or their wastewater treatment plants, it's not really about blame. It's really about finding solutions here. With the wildfire season coming up, it's summertime. Our air quality it becomes very poor. But for some reason, this year it's really bad. And I'm not the only person saying this.
Another thing Pasco City officials are working on is factoring in wind direction when applying treated water to fields, and this is to minimize the impact on surrounding neighborhoods. Perales also says another thing that'll help is the brand new water treatment facility, which is expected to be operational by the fall of 2027. And now to a special note from us this morning about Apple Valley News Now and our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media. We are sad to report that our longtime former president and CEO, Elizabeth Murphy Burns, has passed away. Now, she was a pioneering figure in American broadcasting, leading this family-run company for the past 43 years. Mark Kane has more this morning on our leader, mentor, and our friend.
All have made significant contributions to the broadcasting industry, but Liz Burns was recognized for both her national leadership in broadcasting as well as her commitment to local broadcasting and the unique relationship local broadcasters have with the communities they serve.
Among those other honorees at that luncheon, radio and TV personality Ryan Seacrest.
One of the honorees, her name is Elizabeth Murphy Burns, right? So
oh, she was amazing because she admitted out loud that she's the reason that we have to suffer through
HD TV. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, HD TV. You know how we look. You know how you can see our wrinkles now? She's responsible for that. She created that technology, a real pioneer of the business. She's a lovely, true pioneer, and she owns local television stations. And she's doing her speech, and she's charming, and she's smart, and she's funny.
Liz and her husband Richard have spent the past few years in Arizona, helping shape the next generation of journalists at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, dedicating its largest teaching space in honor of the couple, a 141-seat technologically advanced classroom. Elizabeth Murphy Burns' legacy is one of innovation, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to public service and to her family, including her 5 grandchildren.
This industry has been very good to me and my family. And you need to give back, and you need to set an example, because what you're doing is what should be focused on. It's the act, not the person. We enlighten, educate, entertain, and have fun doing it. If you don't have fun, you aren't going to be good at it.
Now, she's definitely someone that made a difference, and also making a difference is a captain with a Washington Fire Department who's proving he's never quite off duty. Now, while vacationing with his family in Mexico, Spokane Fire Department Captain Kevin Smith spotted some people in distress on the beach while he was having breakfast. He hurried to the shoreline after seeing a commotion near the water with the mother, father, and their 2 children. Captain Smith spotted a child estimated to be about 6 years old caught in the rough waves. He quickly rushed over, brought the child ashore, and began resuscitating the child after seeing they were unconscious. After about a few minutes, he was able to revive the child, and other bystanders were able to help the other members of the family. Great people doing great things. Love to see it. But keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a judge sentencing a soldier to life in prison for the murder of a Washington cab driver. We'll hear from the family of the victim and have a recap on what exactly happened. That's coming up in just a few minutes, but first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's the More Furniture Grand Reopening event in the Tri-Cities. Our entire showroom has been given a makeover from floor to ceiling. It's been reimagined and redesigned to give you a furniture shopping experience like no other. You're going to find exactly what you need, no matter what you need. And best of all, during the Grand Reopening event, you'll get 72 months interest-free financing on your entire purchase over $19.99. Come experience the More Furniture difference for yourself. Visit the new Tri-Cities showroom today.
April is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. Remember, inspect your feet daily for injuries and other ailments. There's more at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 2.49% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid.
Welcome to the Flower Bar, where every bouquet tells your unique story. Our talented designers craft personalized masterpieces from the freshest seasonal blooms, ensuring no two arrangements are ever alike. Whether you're building your own creation or choosing from our designer collections, we'll bring your floral vision to life. Visit our new location in Richland and discover a truly bespoke flower experience. Start your floral journey at the Flower Bar on theparkway.com.
It's the mother of all giveaways, where one lucky viewer wins this awesome Mother's Day collection. Check it out. Enter to win each day on the contest page at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. From Jewelry Design Center, the Flower Bar, Curve Appeal, Fiction, and AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Thankfully, we're not as cold as yesterday morning, but it's still a little chilly out there as we're below 32 degrees in Ellen. That's where it could be a little bit frosty out there. Then we'll take you down to the Yakima Valley, where we're all above freezing. 37 for Yakima, 46 for Union Gap. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, 30s and 40s also above freezing. And then for the Blue Foothills, mid to upper 40s, but it could be a little frosty up towards Cabbage Hill, Meacham, or Ukiah, with those lows down in the 20s and 30s. Here's your day planner forecast for today. For lower elevations, going to be up into the 60s and 70s around lunchtime, and then by the peak of daytime heating will be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. That means 70s and 80s. Will be a bit breezy today across the map. Winds out of the north and east between 20 to 30 miles per hour, but in general, just a fantastic day to be outside. And then for tonight, some of the breezes contracting, but at this point could maybe have a few thunderstorms bubbling up in the Blue Mountains. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 30s. And as we head into this weekend, breezes are going to turn, well, it's not just going to be breezes. That wouldn't be the best way to describe it. Big time wind gusts this weekend for multiple days, especially up in the Kittitas Valley. I'll tell you just how strong some of those could be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In Washington, back in 2024, a cab driver from Tumwater was murdered. Now a judge is sentencing a soldier to life in prison over his murder. We have more details and hear from the family of the victim. Take a look at this.
I am glad that he is finally going somewhere where he doesn't have the opportunity, just because he's a soldier, to leave base again and hurt another family, hurt dozens of families. Nick meant so much to everybody.
On Wednesday, Army soldier Jonathan Lee received his sentence for stabbing 34-year-old Nick Hokema to death. Nick was a taxi cab driver who lived with his girlfriend, Nicole, in Tumwater.
This doesn't bring him back, and it doesn't complete that family picture.
Nick was found dead outside South Center Mall in January 2024. Investigators say Lee stole his cab to go on the run while he was on trial for sex crimes involving children. Nick's girlfriend says this should have never been able to happen.
It doesn't make any sense how he managed to take a vehicle off base and nobody stopped him. And then the vehicle gets towed and he calls Nick.
In court, Lee said he stabbed Hokema after a disagreement over payment. Lee originally pleaded not guilty, but on Wednesday he took a plea deal and apologized to Nick's family. With Lee facing a life sentence for murder and 64 years for the child's sex crimes, Nick's family doesn't think he will be getting a chance at parole anytime soon. They say nothing will bring Nick back, but the outcome was validating.
Just being able to see him for what he was and know that other people feel the same way that I do is incredibly, it gives me strength.
Keep it here. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh will be back with your full weather forecast. How it's looking for this weekend, he will let you know right after this break.
Walla Walla Sweets Baseball has been a beacon of our community's spirit for 14 seasons. But behind every swing and every catch lies the question, where do our players call home during the season? The answer is simple. With you, our incredible host families. It's more than just housing a player. It's about becoming part of their journey. Watching our boys chase their dreams is incredibly rewarding. Become a host family and be part of something bigger than the game. Together, we are Walla Walla Sweets.
This year, Walker's Furniture is turning spring cleaning into spring savings with an indoor garage sale where you can save store-wide up to 70% off clearance items. And new markdowns are arriving daily as we clean out the warehouses with big savings on closeouts, ding and dents, and floor model furniture at garage sale prices. Plus, special financing is available, so you can save big now and pay over time. But hurry up, this is your last chance for final markdowns.
This week at Walker's.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
This is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. After showering, dry and moisturize your feet to avoid infection. Get more at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
Why Mike here? Good evening, everybody.
To make great newscasts, you need great resources and an experienced team.
We begin tonight with breaking news coming out.
Wendy Redman has been a leader in broadcast news for 20 years plus.
Monique Ledesma is
Wendy breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home to you each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee, Apple Valley News Now at 5, 6, and 6:30 on your side.
Always on your side.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Sunday is a first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley as some of those peak winds could be up around 60 miles per hour, specifically from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So we'll show you the build up to that. And we start off with today. That's going to be a dry day, but past 5 p.m. could maybe have a few showers or thunderstorms, mainly up in the Blue Mountains. Now, we can't rule out a few sprinkles for the Blue Foothills or the Lower Columbia Basin, but in general, these chances are going to be pretty low. Then for tomorrow, once again, around the peak of daytime heating, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's when we could see another bout of some thunderstorm chances, but mostly in the Blues and in the Wallowas. Then the sun goes down and these showers and thunderstorms will lose their oomph. So we're not going to see big time impacts from showers or thunderstorms, but we will see some big time impacts from the winds. We start off with tomorrow, specifically after 2 p.m. Some winds out of the north and west around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, but the main event is going to be on Sunday. Again, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. could have gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. And so if we did see spotty power outages, down tree limbs, difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, all that is certainly going to be in the realm of possibility. Then even for Monday, this is going to be similar to Saturday. More winds out of the north and west, around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. And then for Tuesday, we could have a similar setup. I think we'll finally calm things down by Wednesday. All right, so again, a little thunderstorm chances mainly in the Blue Mountains for Saturday, and then we have a much better chance of that on Tuesday. Now, in general, the precip chances are going to be much better for the mountains and foothills, but we'll also have that chance of more thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains, trending drier for Wednesday and Thursday. High temperatures mostly above average, in fact, exclusively above average over the next week. We will be about 10 degrees warmer than normal for today, kind of the same thing for Saturday, a little bit cooler for the beginning and middle of next week, but by next Thursday, we end up right back where we started. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Balmy today and tomorrow, then slightly cooler on Sunday and Monday ahead of small rain chances on Tuesday. In Yakima, warm and breezy Friday and Saturday, windy and cooler for Sunday, then maybe a shower or two for Tuesday. In Ellensburg, a bout of relentless winds from Saturday through Tuesday with the strongest gusts, like we've said many times this morning on Sunday, finally some relief by Wednesday. In Hermiston, breezy with highs near 80 today and tomorrow, then a bit cooler on Sunday and Monday in the lead up to a small rain chance on Tuesday. Then in Walla Walla, a small shower chance Saturday, beautiful and comfy Sunday and Monday, then rain likely on Tuesday. Now you're taking a live look at a baseball diamond. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils in Pasco. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Saturday, April 26th, get the best deals on wristbands for the best week of summer. Come to Ranch & Home in Kennewick and get your Carnival wristbands for only $30. The fun of the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo lasts 5 days, but this sale is one day only. So don't miss out on these savings. Saturday, April 26th at Kennewick Ranch & Home. Learn more at BentonFranklinFair.com.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino presents a Mexican Mother's Day celebration with Mariachi Estrellas de Mexico, live on May 10th. Feel the rhythm, savor the vibes, and dance the night away with live mariachi melodies from Jalisco and Michoacan. Celebrate Mom and enjoy drink specials, dancing, and more. Tickets are on sale now at wildhorseresort.com and the app. Feliz Dia de las Madres at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest and your entertainment headlines. Saturday Night Live is wrapping up its milestone 50th season with a bang.
With a bang. And actress Scarlett Johansson will have the honor of hosting the show's season finale. I feel like her husband Colin Jost might have something to do with that, but that airs on May 17th. This will mark her 7th time as host. Also, singer and rapper Bad Bunny will make his 3rd appearance as musical guest for the season finale.
Bad Bunny, baby. I had to. Well, also White Lotus star Walton Goggins will be making his SNL debut when he hosts the May 10th episode. Arcade Fire will be the musical guest on that episode, and it'll mark their 6th appearance on the show.
Walton Goggins, a fellow Alabama native. And next Saturday, on May 3rd, Abbott Elementary star and creator Quinta Brunson will be hosting, and Benson Boone will serve as the musical guest.
I wonder if he'll be wearing that getup that he wore for the Grammys. Did you see it?
Bad Bunny?
No, Benson Boone.
Benson Boone.
I'll show you later. It's
okay.
pretty funny. Okay. We'll keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a Heisman Trophy finalist, a fiery offense, and a first overall pick. We have the big moves in the NFL draft and tell you which Washington Stars are heading to the big leagues. That's coming up in your next half hour.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland.
This year, Walker's Furniture is turning spring cleaning into spring savings with an indoor garage sale where you can save store-wide up to 70% off clearance items, and new markdowns are arriving daily as we clean out the warehouses with big savings on closeouts, ding and dents, and floor model furniture at garage sale prices. Plus, special financing is available, so you can save big now and pay over time. But hurry up, this is your last chance for final markdowns.
This week at Walker's. In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
McCurley Dealerships is celebrating 44 years with big giving and even bigger savings. Fill out an entry form at any McCurley dealership for a chance to win one of two $4,400 cash prizes. Plus, each winner gets an additional $4,400 to donate to one of 44 local nonprofit partners. No purchase necessary. And get a great deal on a new 2025 Subaru Forester for only $244 a month. McCurley Subaru, celebrating 44 years of savings, giving back, and helping you find your way home.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
A great place for a family getaway. Fly the Northwest at 6 Tuesday. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, 3-degree guarantee. That jackpot is on the up and up.
Up to $250.
250
I don't know.
buckaroonies.
I don't know why this segment has turned into us doing our southern accents.
It just rhymes, right?
It's just
3-degree guarantee, so
it's a staple at this point, I suppose. It's up to $250. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. So I went with a forecast high of 76, a very nice 76 yesterday, and a verified ride at 76. So the jackpot did go up to 250. So for today, hey folks, this could maybe be the first time we touch 80 degrees in 2025 in Pasco Tri-City. So officially I'm going with 81 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 78 to 84, the jackpot's going to go up to $275. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, for Sunday, we have a first alert weather day in place for the Kittitas Valley, specifically from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those peak gusts could be up around 60 miles per hour. So we'll get to that when we get to that, but I definitely want to hammer that point home. Right now, temperatures in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations. It's just too warm to have to break out the ice scraper, but it could be a little bit frosty up towards Cabbage Hill or Meacham in Umatilla County. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Mostly sunny skies, and like I mentioned, we could be up around 80, not just in the lower Columbia Basin, but also in the Yakima Valley, more like mid-70s in the Kittitas Valley and the Blue Foothills. But these highs are going to be about 10 degrees warmer than normal for late April, and I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's very nice forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off your half hour talking about sports, specifically the NFL draft. The 2025 draft wrapped up in Green Bay, Wisconsin last night, and there were some major headlines for fans in the Northwest. Former Washington State quarterback Cam Ward was selected first overall by the Tennessee Titans. Ward was a Heisman Trophy finalist with the Miami Hurricanes last season, throwing for an FBS leading 39 touchdowns. He joins a Titans team that finished with just 3 wins last year. Now, as for the Seattle Seahawks,
the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel, North Dakota State.
The Seahawks used their 18th overall pick to draft North Dakota State guard Gray Zabel. At 6'6", 312 pounds, Zabel was an FCS All-American who started 41 games across the offensive line. He's expected to help fill the gap left by former left guard Laken Tomlinson, who signed with Houston. Meanwhile, the Oregon Ducks kept their first-round streak alive. Derek Harmon was taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21, and Josh Connerly Jr. went to the Washington Commanders with the 29th pick. And the streak dates back to 2020 when Justin Herbert was drafted by the Chargers. We go now to Oregon, where Senator Ron Wyden is touring the state, making stops in every county to hear directly from the people. Through this series of public town hall meetings, he's listening to people's concerns and addressing his plans to help Eastern Oregon before fire season starts. Our Monique Ledesma has more.
Wyden says he acknowledges that traveling to the capital isn't the most convenient way from hearing from every county in Oregon. That's why throughout his nearly 2 decades as senator, he has pledged to hold a town hall meeting in each county.
For a lot of folks in Eastern Oregon, Washington, D.C. might as well be Mars for all the connection it has to them. What I'm doing here tonight is shortening the distance.
Wyden says he's taking a tag team approach in tackling how tariffs will affect Oregon.
A bipartisan proposal with Senator Rand Paul. He's from Kentucky. He and I will be offering the proposal in a few days next week to knock out the Trump global tariffs. I just think they're going to add to costs. I think they're going to increase inflation. I'm opposed, and it will be a bipartisan proposal.
Wyden says he has concerns about the increased use of force on those who are immigrants.
You have someone who, for example, has worked in our country for 15 or 20 years, has acted in a completely lawful fashion. It shouldn't just be shunted aside to a dark place and left alone, and I think it's time to fix the system.
According to Senator Wyden, he says he learned from the Forestry Center that Eastern Oregon's fire season is looking warmer rather than cooler than the previous year.
That it is their forecast in terms of weather that in Eastern Oregon it is going to be hotter and the fire season is going to be longer. And I'm particularly concerned that we move quickly to mobilize our resources, federal, state, and local.
Wyden says this is his defensive style to help extinguish the flames before they spread this fire season.
Trying to get additional funds to deal with the dead and dying material on the forest floor that is a magnet for more fire. You know, what happens in our part of the world is you have a lightning strike, or you have a match gets dropped, and all of a sudden you have an inferno on your hands. If I can get some more money for this area to clean out the dead and dying material, that reduces the severity of the forest fires.
Wyden says he's working on restoring as many positions as he can within Oregon's National Weather Service. Oregon has 2 National Weather Service office locations, one in Pendleton and another in Portland. Monique Ledesma for Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Talking health now, people in the Tri-Cities are making their voices heard loud and clear, this regarding Medicaid and protecting it. Dozens gathered at John Dam Plaza in Richland, holding a demonstration aimed at Congressman Dan Newhouse. Protesters waved signs and chanted, urging lawmakers not to make any cuts to Medicaid, also known as Apple Health in Washington. The group unrolled a 75-foot-long letter which was signed by residents, including people who say they voted for the congressman. They're calling on him to stand up for health care access, and one local caregiver says programs like Medicaid are the backbone of services that many people depend on every single day.
Like Head Start, for example, these kids, I mean, you know, Medicaid helps get them ready for school and to get them, you know, lunch provided, you know, medical, everything affects, Medicaid touches every single one of us in some way or another, whether we realize it does or not.
Now, she also says as a caregiver, she relies on Medicaid not just for her job, but more importantly, for the clients she supports. Protesters say they will continue their efforts in protecting Medicaid, and they hope Congressman Newhouse listens to the voices of the people he represents. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, after days of mourning, Pope Francis' funeral is officially set to take place tomorrow. We'll have more details on the thousands paying their respects. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But first, Josh will have another look at your weather forecast for today. Stay with us. We'll see you right after the break.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet. Repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers? Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
At Moore Furniture, our new 2025 M. Lily collection of premium mattresses is arriving soon. To make room, all remaining 2024 M. Lily mattresses must go. Right now, get factory direct pricing on all styles and sizes of our 2024 M. Lily mattresses. You'll find the entire lineup under $1,000 with pricing starting at $399, including free shipping. That's a minimum of 33% off, with some models priced at even greater savings. Visit any of our local Moore Furniture showrooms and take home your favorite M. Lily mattress today.
Ready for a weekend family getaway?
A lot of people come out to go fishing, wakeboarding, water skiing, jet skiing. You can do pretty much all your water sports.
Well then, you'll want to watch Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Friday.
Did you hear who's coming?
Oh, I know. Oprah comes to live. You get to see Oprah. You get to see Oprah.
Next Live with Kelly and Mark.
And Oprah.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where it is going to be superb. Well, it's really going to be superb weather across the map. A little bit more in the way of clouds for today as opposed to yesterday, but in spite of that, it's actually going to be warmer, up around 70 degrees, even towards Snoqualmie Pass, around 75 in the Kittitas Valley. Winds out of the north and east around 25 miles per hour. Around 20 miles per hour in the Yakima Valley. These highs up around 80. Should be partly cloudy skies. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, also around 80. Also partly cloudy and winds out of the north and east around 20 miles per hour. Then for the Blue Foothills, low to mid 70s generally, although we could be in the upper 70s for places like Walla Walla. Also partly to mostly cloudy skies, winds out of the north and east around 30 miles per hour. Be a little bit cooler up in the higher terrain of the Blues, but still temperatures even there up into the 60s and perhaps even some low 70s for places like Ukiah. Now on to the big picture. Seasonal snowfall deficits and surpluses for this time of the year. We're running deficits in the upper Yakima and Natchez basins in the Cascades, surpluses in the Umatilla and Walla Walla basins in the Blues. So in the Cascades, snowpack looking bad. In the Blues, the snowpack looking good. Doesn't look like that much more snowfall is on the way, but we do have some big impacts to our weather this weekend in the form of some big time wind gusts. I'll tell you just how strong they could get coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, after days of mourning, Pope Francis' funeral is set to take place tomorrow. Thousands continue to gather to mourn him, who will likely be remembered as the Pope of the people. The faithful paying their final respects in Rome, pouring in from all across the world. Sherelle Hubbard has more.
Pope Francis' coffin will be closed Friday evening ahead of Saturday's funeral. In the meantime, hundreds flocked to St. Peter's Square in the night Thursday, hoping to say their final farewells to the beloved pontiff while they still can. His body has been lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica since Wednesday, before it is to be transferred to the Santa Maria Maggiore Basilica for burial Saturday.
In my opinion, because he was unique in everything, he was special, and therefore, this choice of the Basilica of the Madonna is special.
Pope Francis said in his final testament that he wished to be buried in a simple tomb in the ground.
It is for sure that he is really humble. No, he always believe in difference. No, he want to create something new.
As part of Francis's push to simplify the papal funeral rites, doing away with the tradition of having 3 coffins of cypress, lead, and oak, and he opted for one open wooden coffin. He was the first Latin American pontiff and the first to call himself Francis in death. Francis's unorthodox approach seemingly continuing on, instructing that a simple tomb come, quote, without particular ornamentation and bearing the inscription Franciscus.
I think it's good for him because he feels at home here. He stopped here before and after every trip that he took overseas. So I think this is close to his heart, so it's good that he's being buried here.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Now, according to the Vatican, at least 130 foreign delegations, including about 50 heads of state and 10 reigning monarchs, will attend his funeral tomorrow. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. That'll be in just a few minutes, right after the break.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing Neurostim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At Neurostim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Fiction at J. Bookwalter presents the Chapter 2 Hospitality 2025 Concert Series. Live music in the best company, friends, food, and spirit at Fiction at J. Bookwalter now through October. Check our concert series lineup and times by going to bookwalterwines.com under the Shop tab or use our QR code here. The Chapter 2 Hospitality 2025 Concert Series. Proceeds benefiting the Children's Hospital and WSU.
Discover Curve Appeal in Kennewick, your personalized med spa. Experience our one-on-one services and treatments designed to make you look and feel your best. From laser hair removal or electrolysis to Botox or body contouring and laser treatments, we tailor our services to your unique needs. Our medical professionals ensure you leave feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Ready to look and feel your best? Visit CurveAppealTC.com to schedule your consultation.
McCurley Dealerships is celebrating 44 years with big giving and even bigger savings. Fill out an entry form at any McCurley dealership for a chance to win one of two $4,400 cash prizes. Plus, each winner gets an additional $4,400 to donate to one of 44 local nonprofit partners. No purchase necessary. And get special financing as low as 0.9% on a new Mazda CX-90. McCurley Mazda, celebrating 44 years of savings, giving back, and helping you find your way home.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a First Alert weather day for Sunday, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak wind gusts could be up around 60 miles per hour. Now let's talk about the run up to that. We start off with today, 5 p.m. Futurecast radar. Not seeing much for right now, but after 5 p.m. could have a few thunderstorms up in the Blue Mountains, maybe even some showers sneaking down into the Blue Foothills or into the lower Columbia Basin. That's going to be about it. Some of that could linger into the wee hours of the morning on Saturday, but then for the day on Saturday, mostly dry up until we get around the peak of daytime heating, 2 to 8 p.m. That's when we could see another bout of some thunderstorms perhaps in the Blue Mountains, but that is also looking like a low-end chance. Then after 8 p.m. we lose daytime heating, and then we're going to lose those showers of thunderstorms off the map. Now our impacts to weather are not really going to be, they're not going to be dictated by the showers or thunderstorms that you just saw. They're going to be dictated by these, the winds, as not just for Sunday, but also for Saturday after 2 p.m. could have winds out of the north and west around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. But the main event will be Sunday, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those gusts out of the north and west around 60 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So if we did see spotty power outages, down tree limbs, difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, all that is going to be on the table. Then for Monday, I mean, essentially the same thing as Saturday, still more winds out of the north and west between 45 to 50 miles per hour near Lexington, Heppner, and Ellensburg. And then for Tuesday, it also looks like the winds are going to be rowdy, finally getting some relief by Wednesday and beyond. But man alive, that's going to be 4 days in a row of some very tough winds in Kittitas County. Okay, we touched on that little thunderstorm chance in the Blue Mountains on Saturday. Our next substantial chance of that is going to be into Monday and Tuesday, mainly for the mountains and foothills. And then after that, we're looking drier. High temperatures mostly warmer than average over the next 7 days. It looks like we get a little bit of a dip in temperatures for Sunday through Wednesday, but by Thursday, we're going to be just about as warm as Friday. And when I say Thursday, I mean next Thursday. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Balmy today and tomorrow, then slightly cooler on Sunday and Monday, ahead of small rain chances on Tuesday. In Yakima, warm and breezy Friday and Saturday, windy and cooler for Sunday, then maybe a shower or two for Tuesday. In Ellensburg, a bout of relentless winds from Saturday through Tuesday, with the strongest gust on Sunday, finally some relief by Wednesday. In Hermiston, breezy with highs near 80 today and tomorrow, then a bit cooler on Sunday and Monday, and the lead up to a small rain chance on Tuesday. Then for Walla Walla, a small shower chance Saturday, beautiful and comfy Sunday and Monday, then rain likely on Tuesday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, parenting alert. You're watching the moment that Ariana McMillan was walking along a busy road outside Philadelphia when she says this man began walking closer and closer to her, making inappropriate comments.
He pushes me a little bit. We better start walking. And in this moment, I had a sense of panic in my brain that I needed to do something immediately because this man was trying to come with me to my house.
And this morning, that quick-thinking teen and her mother are speaking out exclusively to GMA.
I just was like, there's a woman there and I'm going to run to her. To the Liam, I just went, Aunt Rachel, is that you?
It distracted whatever that gentleman was trying to do.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this close call and the important takeaway for parents and kids. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Despite being on an antidepressant, I was still masking my depression symptoms.
My doctor said it could be because my antidepressant alone wasn't enough, so she recommended an add-on treatment. She recommended adding Rexulti.
When taken with an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to significantly reduce depression symptoms, more than an antidepressant alone.
So with my antidepressant, Rexulti could provide a boost.
Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Call your healthcare provider right away to report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Could adding Rexulti
be right for you?
Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. We're learning that rescue operations are still underway after the deadly Russian strikes in Ukraine yesterday. This prompted President Trump to send President Putin a message asking him to stop. Now, earlier this week, Trump criticized Zelensky for rejecting a peace proposal, one that would force Ukraine to give up some territories that were seized by Russia. Critics of the administration saying that deal heavily favors Russia and it would prevent Ukraine from joining NATO. Zelensky saying he will negotiate and not surrender, and to honor the victims of the attack, today has been declared as a day of mourning by the mayor of Kyiv. In your business news, the price of Nintendo's upcoming video game console that a lot of people complained about doesn't seem to have slowed it down. Pre-orders for Nintendo's Switch 2 went live yesterday, and already stores like Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, and Target are sold out of it. The $450 console officially hits shelves on June 5th. In your health news, a new study in the journal JAMA shows measles could become endemic in the U.S. if vaccination rates do not improve. And that's despite its declared elimination back in the year 2000. Over a 25-year period, the researchers project almost 900,000 measles cases if rates stay the same. Vaccination rates are down in the U.S. since the COVID-19 pandemic, and the CDC reports outbreaks in West Texas and surrounding states, with some cases in other areas. And the CDC recommends children get their first dose of the measles vaccine when they're 12 to 15 months old, and it says they should then get the second between ages 4 and 6. And it gives an estimated 97% of immunity from the disease. And the Department of Health and Human Services announcing it's reversing its plans to cut funds for a landmark study on women's health. Originally, officials said they planned to end contracts with regional centers, but this move was heavily criticized as the National Institutes for Health has spent decades tracking the health of tens of thousands of women. The study is to better understand how to reduce the risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, and more in women after menopause. Secretary RFK Jr. posted to social media saying they will not terminate the study. Now to your top 5 local stories for this morning. First up, many residents in Pasco are raising concerns regarding an odor close to the Lamb Weston processing facilities. City officials say the company is addressing their side of things as there are other companies contributing to the smell. Lamb Weston will be dredging their irrigation pond to remove built-up solids like soil and starch, and then they'll install better technology to filter out the solid materials before the water is used for irrigation. Also, officials say a new water facility will help, and that's expected to be operational in 2027. Sheriff Jim Raymond was stripped of his control over the Franklin County Jail, and he sent a statement out saying that while it's still unknown what the board has planned, he has serious concerns on the assumptions that are being made. He also says there are serious legal deficiencies. Our team has reached out to Commissioner Clint Didier for more information, but we have not heard back yet. Washington lawmakers say they've reached a deal on an operating budget, but the details will not be released until later this weekend. The budget teeters on various revenue proposals like increases on business like capital gains and sales taxes, and Republicans continue to criticize both the budget and tax proposal, raising concerns about how they were handled. And one Democratic senator says there have been significant changes from the initial proposal from last month, and that includes cuts since they'll be bringing in less revenue. And the city of Pasco opens a new outdoor space, making it the city's first ever parklet, and is located by the Pasco Specialty Kitchen. It's a place where customers can sit, eat, and relax. Officials say downtown food vendors will have the opportunity to apply for renting the space, and they hope this will help attract more people to businesses in the area. Also looking ahead to the weekend, the Kennewick Police Department is hosting a drug take-back day tomorrow. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is an opportunity for people to safely and anonymously dispose any medications that are expired or they no longer need. But keep in mind, illicit drugs, syringes, inhalers, and certain medical waste will not be accepted. Now, trending this morning, Oreo is preparing to unveil a new cookie flavor, but it might not go well dipped in a glass of milk.
They are always up to something,
They're
right?
Always doing something crazy.
Yep. So chocolate-covered pretzel Oreo. Now that sounds not
great.
bad. That sounds not bad at all.
I thought it was going to be like ranch or something.
I thought it was going to be something like that as well. But anyway, it's going to debut on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. These cookies have a chocolate cream placed between a pair of pretzel-flavored cookies that are topped with salt.
Well, Oreo officials are calling these limited edition treats the brand's, quote, first ever sweet and savory cookie. Other recent additions to the Oreo lineup include Irish cream thins, mini bars, and loaded cookies. Now, if it's coming out on Cinco de Mayo, that means you should probably get a Drinko with it. Drinko de Mayo, right? What would go good with, what was it, salted pretzels? Yeah, pretzels.
I would say like a
espresso martini?
I would want to go with a soda. You know, you get sweet, you get salty. I need something like carbonated to kind of fizzle it down. Hey, to each their own, right?
Right.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at current conditions this morning. We're down into the 30s and 40s for lower elevations. Could be a little bit frosty up towards Cabbage Hill or Meacham. A little bit later today, a fantastic day, folks. Get out there and enjoy it. Could be the first time we touch 80 in Pasco Tri-Cities in 2025. We'll continue to keep it pretty warm over the next 7 days. Little chances of thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains for Friday night, tomorrow, and for Tuesday. In the Kittitas Valley, very strong wind gusts Saturday through Tuesday, but we are really honing in on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., a first alert weather day, and some of those peak wind gusts could be up around 60 miles per hour.
And I just remembered that it's Friday, so now I'm happy.
Yes.
Forgot for a second there. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. It's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.